Welcome back to the Skyway. It's been too long, and we've been busy. Night has fallen on the Skyway, and the glow from our lamps illuminates some exciting new additions we can't wait to share. Today kicks off the Skyway Select Tournament. 16 drivers, some of the biggest names in the Modified Diecast community, in no uncertain terms, asked for a chance to try their hand at the highway in the sky. Here's the thing, they all know each other mostly, a band of racers touring the myriad of tracks around the globe, a perpetual circuit of speed and rivalry. The top 2 drivers from each group will advance on to round 2 and so on to the finals. Now without any further ado, let's meet the drivers of Group 1 for the Skyway Select Tournament. Quinton Graves driving in the Matilda Mark IV, a Ford GT40 weighing 57.6 grams. John Alexander driving in the Jackal, a Lamborghini Huracan weighing 52.1 grams. And Uwe Steer driving in Odin, an Aston Martin Valhalla weighing 49.2 grams. And May driving in Sleepy, a Nissan Skyline GTR weighing 58.7 grams. There they are, Group 1. It's a mix of super, sport and hyper speeds. And let's join them up at the start gate for race 1. John Alexander kicking off the tournament in pole position, Quinton Graves by his side, May and Uwe Steer in the rear. And they're off. John Alexander charges down the first straight, May down the drop, breathing down his neck, blocks out of turn 2, keeping the lead. Both of them a clean exit out of turn 3, a perfect turn 4, and John Alexander takes race 1, followed very closely by May, Quinton Graves and Uwe Steer tripped up and backwards, barely making it across the finish. Here we go, race 1 of the Skyway Select Tournament. John Alexander takes the lead and he stays there. Now watch as he and May exit turn 2. John Alexander throws a block as May attempts to pass on the inside. It's a sharp shutting down. Alexander needs to make a statement early on. He says, I see that you're fast, but back off. If you ride that close, you will be clipped. Then from here on out, Alexander slaloms these turns. They both do. Alexander accelerates into turn 4, which actually now is as good a time as any to introduce you to the newest addition to the Skyway. We are proud to debut the modular open track turn from Spoolheads Racing. A big thank you to Russell Lassen at Spoolheads Racing for this opportunity to race on this incredibly exciting, perfectly tuned modular turn. The Skyway has never been better. Thank you. And back to our replay. Finally, Uwe Steer loses control on the final straight, flipping round, petering across the finish. John Alexander rides proudly at the top of the leaderboard, earning 5 points for first place. May riding close in second position, earns 3 points. Quinton Graves, a beautiful casting, taking third, and Uwe Steer skidding into last position. Let's see if Steer can right the ship in race 2. May now in front, riding side by side with his rival John Alexander, who rides once again in the front row. Graves and Uwe Steer in the back. And they're off. May takes off like lightning right out of the gate, down the drop, and he's out of there. Powerful control, my God, there's no one else. A quick drift, and May takes race 2. Steer charging into second, Alexander riding close, and Quinton Graves finishing in last place. Wow, it was not long before we were introduced to the first Speed Demon superstar of the Skyway Select Tournament, and it's May. Right out of the gate, the speed was scary, but somehow he rides with extreme control. He reminds me of some of the greats before him, Juniper Jolt and Yoshi Satori. May is the one to beat. With speed and control like that, there isn't much that can stop him. Mei rockets up to first position after that lightning run. John Alexander stays in the game, holding on to second position after finishing in third. And Uwe Steer posting 3 points for that second place finish, showing us all that race 1 was a bit of a fluke. And Quentin Graves in last position with 3 points. Quentin Graves has his work cut out from him. From the back row, he needs to find a way to break through. Now he's an even match with Uwe Steer, and if he can stay close, he might have a chance at passing. Uwe Steer with a confident sprint down the first straight. Graves in second, drops back. Uwe Steer's all alone. Mei jumps to pass. Blocked by Steer. Graves and Alexander crashing into them. It's a tight group. Mei passes on the inside. Steer holds off Graves, passing, and Mei takes race 1, followed by Odin, Graves, and Alexander in that order. Wow, this is textbook defensive driving. Uwe Steer takes a strong, confident lead, leaving the group in the dust. Down the drop, he's all alone, but right here, he drifts. A miscalculation in calibration, which is just enough of a window for Mei to come barreling through the turn, torpedoing to pass on the inside, but Steer was quick to block. Now this is one of the longer blocks the Skyway has ever seen. They skid away all their momentum and the group catches up. Watch it, even as Graves barrels towards the group, he accelerates, slicing past John Alexander, sealing the pass with a vertical block, shutting down any ambitions held by Alexander. Out of turn 3, Uwe Steer in a dance with Mei flips block position. Now the whole group is single file, slow and close, nipping at each other's heels. Mei finds a way to pass on the inside, while Odin now has to hold tight to second position as Graves relentlessly fights to pass on the inside. Steer is ultimately able to overcome and accelerates to the finish. Wow, what a fight! Each moment in every race matters, and no one seems to know it better than Group 1 of the Skyway Select Tournament. Now I think it's safe to say Mei will surely be advancing on to round 2, and it's honestly anyone's race when it comes to second position. Now as I said before, the top 2 drivers from each group will advance on. John Alexander with the best chances, but honestly even Quentin Graves has a chance. He needs to get out in front, stay there, and pray for the worst for his fellow racers. Now in pole position, he's in perfect position to manifest this miracle. This is what race 4 is all about. The Hail Mary wouldn't be cliche if it didn't work at least sometimes. And they're off. Down the first straight, Quentin Graves holds the lead, followed close by Alexander. Down the drop. Wait a minute, I don't see Mei. Have we lost Mei? A single file group going into turn 3. Graves' lead grows into turn 4. Everyone takes a small drift, and down the line, Graves takes race 4, followed by Alexander and Uwe Steer in that order. But what happened to Mei? Let's take a look at that replay, but I'm being told we only have a few frames available to us to fill in the story. It's right at the entrance of the 90-degree turn, so quickly after the start gate. It appears as if Mei's front right tyre slid over the outer wall, shutting down any speed with a sudden stop at the entrance of the turn. What a shame. Otherwise, a fantastic and smooth run for the other drivers. Now, what does this mean for our leaderboard? Who will join Mei in round 2? John Alexander by 1 point. John Alexander and Mei are your winners for Group 1, and they will advance on to face the other victors in round 2. Thank you so very much to Uwe Steer and Quentin Graves. Your racing makes us all better, and it's a privilege to host you here at the Skyway, and we certainly hope to see you again. And just like that, Mei and John Alexander, the first victors of the Skyway Select Tournament. Now, if today's racing is any indication of what's to come, these drivers will stop at nothing to advance on, to take on the title of the Skyway Select, the first of that name. Now stay tuned for Group 2 coming sooner than you think. Until then, as always, drive safely and always take the high road.